by the Senate leadership, and does he have proof? That's next on Head Start. Tweet your questions for Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Our hot copy on a Monday morning, our Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile's days as the Senate leader numbered. These questions come amid supposed plans to evict him from his seat. Is this going to happen this week? Watch this.
Months after rumors brewed over plans for a Senate coup against Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile, things are supposedly in place to finally pull off a coup. Senator Antonio Trillanes, a known Enrile critic, says they have the numbers to unseat the 88-year-old lawmaker and will set into motion today plans to change the Senate leadership. Following controversy over Enrile's supposed uneven distribution of cash gifts, which left out 4 senators, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano claims Enrile also withdrew staff members of the minority, while Trillanes is supposedly down to a single staff. Trillanes claims they are now only awaiting the go signal of the administration party to effect Enrile's removal.
Yung iba't ibang grupo sa Senado ay ready na. Ang inaantay lang naman actually yung mga Liberal Party members.
But Malacanang distances itself from persistent rumors of the Senate coup, saying President Aquino and Enrile continue to have healthy relations.
Suffice it to say that the President continues to have a good working relationship with the Senate President.
Even House Speaker Feliciano Belmonte says Enrile still enjoys the trust and support of lawmakers.
Kita natin lahat po ng priority bills ng Aquino administration na napasa ng Kamara de Representante under Speaker Belmonte, like the sin tax, like the RH bill.
Drug trafficking in the Philippines by organized criminal groups.
And joining us on Hot Copy, Senate Minority Floor Leader Alan Peter Cayetano. Good day to you, Senator Alan.
Magandang
Thank you for coming
Karen,
to the show.
At sa lahat ng Pilipino sa buong mundo na nakikinig sa atin, nanonood sa atin.
Okay, were you able to see Senator Miriam last week on Head Start?
Not yet. But I'm hoping she's okay. I heard she's had a series of health problems, but I'm hoping na both her and Senate President Enrile are in good health and we can resolve this issue soon.
Okay. All right. Now, after the additional MOOE last Christmas and the cash gift, news is that he has removed staff from you and Senator Antonio Trillanes. And a memo came out December. He says that it is not a surprise. You were informed about it. What is that about?
Well, first of all, Karen, I'd like to tell our people, sobrang nakakaya na nakikita nyo may flooding dyan sa Davao, before that in Region 11, peace and order problems sa environment natin, yung sa US warship, and then ang pinag-uusapan ng mga senador, pera, and Christmas gifts and checks. But as minority leader, I have to bring up this issue because it affects the integrity of the Senate.
Okay.
Kumbaga sa reporter, pwede ba naman yung pagka hindi ka gusto nung management dahil may ni-report kang hindi gusto, hindi ibibigay yung gasoline allowance mo or hindi ibibigay yung sweldo mo or tatanggalan ka ng staff. So sa akin yung issue is not 1 peso or 1 million peso.
Yeah.
Of course, we have to look kung tama ang paggamit ng pera. But what happened kasi, I kept quiet about it. When I first became minority leader, ang gusto kasi ni Senate President, ayaw kasi niya na may bumabangga sa kanya. And then he wanted to be elected unanimously. But I chose to become minority leader, ninominate ako ni Senator Joe Arroyo. So yung malaking opisina ng, we have 2 offices kapag minority leader ka, ever since yun, tinanggal sa akin. So I asked for it back and I said why kinuha sa akin, kay Senator Pimentel nandun, but they gave me flimsy excuses, tapos binigay sa isang grupo ng staff. So I kept quiet dahil sa akin lang naman nangyari yan. And throughout naman the last 3 years, nararamdaman ko naman, but hindi naman kasi personal. In fact, halos magmano ako sa kanya pag lumalapit ako sa kanya to say na magkaiba lang ang stand namin sa issues, sa impeachment man, sa sin taxes, sa RH bill, But then what happened nung Christmas, biglang hindi binigay yung extrang MOE,
Yeah, explain that. Why is that, in other words, ang tanong ng pangkaraniwang tao parang, ba't kayo nagre-reklamo? Tumatanggap naman pala kayo ng MOOE. Ipaliwanag mo yun.
Well, yung MOE kasi, lahat ng gastos ng opisina ng senador sa buong Pilipinas, dito nanggagaling. So lahat ng bond paper, o nakikita niyo yung mga hearings na nate-televise, pati tubig at pagkain na nanggagaling doon, nanggagaling sa budget namin.
Pambayad ng staff.
Ng staff. Well, hindi MOE yun, sa personal services
may
yun.
ganon.
But anything outside that. So halimbawa yung staff namin, pinapunta ko halimbawa sa Davao, no? Doon na kinukuha yon or papupuntahin ko sa witness o yung witness pakakainin ko, no? Doon nanggagaling lahat yon, yung cellphone, yung communications. So doon nanggagaling yon. So usually yung MOE pag end of the year, maaga pa, usually November or first week ng December, kung may natira pa, kasi December may nangyayari madalas lalo the last few years aside from kalamidad, usually may mga projects, no? So nag-issue ang Senate President nito, December 5, na nakalagay to each senator.
Okay.
But
okay, I'll read it. So this was December 5.
Yes.
From the unutilized budget of the continuing appropriations for 2012 in the amount of 29,900,000, almost 30.
Yes.
You are hereby authorized to release as additional MOOE to the respective offices of the senators the sum of 1.3 million for each senator. For each.
Yes. So sa lahat yan, Karen, no? Whether or not you favor him, whether or not happy siya or happy siya sa'yo. No? So, everyone yon. That's why it's released in the first week of December para magamit mo pa dun sa buong December.
But it says
sobra,
here, CC all senators.
Yes.
Look at this.
Yes.
Can you focus this? This is signed by Senate President Enrile, confidential, and it's CC all senators. So
Yes.
you got a copy.
yes, but this was before nagbotohan kami sa Syntax at saka sa RH. So obviously nagalit siya sa amin nung because they were trying to delay or fight the two bills, no. So anyway, Karen, but hindi dapat ganun sa Senado. Kaya nga sabi ko yung independence. So for me, tama naman si Senator Ping na hindi mo naman masusuhulan o hindi mo naman mabibili o hindi mo masusway yung senador with the funds. I mean, ako, Karen, napansin na nabantayan niyo naman sa Kongreso, di ba? Kinakasuhan kami ni GMA, tinanggal yung security namin, tinanggal ang pondo, even sa distrito. And hindi ako nagbago ng prinsipyo. I mean, kahit tanggalan nila ako ng lahat, opisina sa ilalim ng puno. But ang point is that I have to defend my office. Kasi paano kung yung mga majority, sila naman ang tanggalan ngayon kasi hindi nagustuhan ni Senator Enrile. So he says he has discretion.
Yun ang issue dito discretion.
No, ang discretion, yung extra funds. Pero yung para sa lahat, so kumbaga, kung happy ka sa isang empleyado mo, bibigyan mo ng bonus, discretion mo yan. Pero yung monthly na salary niya at saka yung 13th month niya, hindi mo discretion yan kasi lahat ng opisina dapat pare-pareho.
Okay.
But like for me, it's not about the money kasi nagsoli pa nga ako ng 100,000 dahil sumobra pa yung MOE ko. Ang dun lang po ang masakit kasi nung napansin na nung iba at bringing up ni Senator Miriam, tinira pa kami. Sabi na unang-una minority daw kami. Bakit si Joker Arroyo, minority din, binigyan naman niya ng 1.3 na MOE.
Wala staff yun
Yes. Number 2, sinabi niya na kami daw ni Senator Trillanes, ang lalaki daw ng pondo namin sa committee, 10 million daw sa akin, or 6 million, and then 10 million kay Senator Trillanes. No, but he didn't tell you that that's for the whole committee and not for me or not for Senator Trillanes. So for example, dun sa committee ko, 100,000 ang MOE ng chairman every month. Pero gastos ko yung mga pakain, gastos ko yung meeting, yung Xerox. Samantalang ang membro may 50,000 na hindi naman niya gastos yon, for his own research and everything yon. So, pero nung ni-research ko, ngayon ko lang nakita to, yung sinasabi ni Senator Enrile na tignan niya yung mga gastos namin, ibabalik ko sa kanya, ang pondo pala ng Senate sa MOE is 1.148 billion pesos.
A year?
A year. That does not include the 428 million for committees.
So so roughly plus 428 million for committees. So your the
1.5
MOE
billion.
of the Senate is running at 1.5 billion
So,
a year.
kinumpute ko na yon. Sabihin mo na yung 1 billion goes to the committee and the senators.
Ito yun.
Ang nasa ilalim, this is the official gazette by the way.
Yeah,
This
so
is the
that we can
Senate
see it.
budget na nasa General Appropriations Act. So ang nasa ilalim ni Senator Enrile is about 500 million pesos na MOE, na siya lang nakakakita ng mga vouchers katulad nito. So that's what scared me, If he's saying now na discretion niya yung dapat sa bawat opisina nung nung ibang senador, discretion din ba niya yung 500 million na MOE ng Senado, no? So, Karen, ako, like other ng ating mga kababayan, aside from nakakaya tong issue na to, gusto ko nang matapos na rin to eh. But hindi to matatapos na hanging siya o na walang tunay na investigasyon. So, una sinabi, COA, no? But as I said, no, I have my own intelligence sources. Very fair si Chairman Pulido, the chairman ng COA, and she's very strict, di ba? But he's Senate President.
She said he did not do anything
No.
wrong.
What she said is that they can realign. But it's up to the auditor to check yung liquidation. That's two different things. But ang information ko, si Senator Enrile ang nag-request ng auditor na yon. I'm not that sure, but that's my information. That's why ang suggestion ko, private auditing firm. Kasi pag kapwa senador, kahit anong mangyari, baka sabihin, niluto namin. Tingnan mo, Karen, ilan na ang investigasyon ni Diana namin? Di ba kay Chief Justice, sabi, buksan natin ang account. We're talking about 100 million. Here, we're talking about 1.5 billion. Senator Enrile mismo, sabi niya, ba't hindi buksan yung account na yan? So why don't we do the same here? But private auditing firm ang kuning natin, kung SGV o kung anuman firm ang para nga matahimik na to, tahimik muna kami habang may nag-iimbestiga, kahit kampanyahan naman, buhay pa rin naman yung Senado, but nakakaya naman sa mamamayan na pera na pinag-uusapan, tapos we'll sweep it under the rug pa. No? So although I agree with Senator Ping Lacson, that wag naman dungisan yung bawat opisina, and kung merong gumawa ng masama, i-limit mo lang doon. Agree naman ako kay Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago na let's open this up and let's look at it. So like kami, FOI, lahat kami pinasa sa Senado. Pero yung sariling budget ng Senate, are we opening it up ba? So on one hand, nalulungkot ako na ginawa ni Senator Enrile to, but maybe yun ang bigger picture, di ba? Na ngayon, even the Senate, kasi how can we now investigate others kung may cloud of doubt sa sarili namin?
Okay, I want to show this to our viewers. Direct, can you just show this document? So this is December 5, 2012. This is the letter of Enrile ordering the secretary, the Senate secretary, to release 1.3 M for each senator. Yes. So ang ginawa ng Senate secretary, gumawa ng voucher for every senator, including the minority. So ito ang voucher ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. They're 1.3 M cash advance for additional MOE, pati siya ginawan. So it's safe to assume pati si Senator Miriam meron.
Lahat kami kasi
equal.
May COS kami, Chief of Staff, at may Finance Officer. So actually, hindi na namin nakikita yung mga cheque na yan. Pag pirma namin, pasok sa official account namin.
Okay.
And then we just authorize the dispersing through our Finance Officer.
Okay. Now, I want to continue that so all the senators, the Senate Secretary did what was right and gave a voucher to everyone of 1.3.
And even prepared the check.
Even prepared a check. Except, if you look at this, down here, hindi pinirmahan.
Pati yung check.
Oo, so it's the act of not signing. So hindi pinirmahan ni Senate President Enrile yung disbursement voucher for the minority and the check.
Yes.
So what does this act show you when the Senate Secretary herself followed orders na, okay, it's to each senator, whether minority or majority?
Yung staff, pati yung paglipat ng staff namin, wala naman sila magagawa because he's the administrative head. Siya ang, kumbaga, Chief Justice, first among equals, but they're the administrative head. So kung sino man ang Senate President, siya ang administrative head. But first time in the history of the Senate na mamimili kung sinong gustong gawin niyang happy. Kaya nga, niloloko ko siya na, kala ko ba sabi niya, gusto ko happy ka. Yung pala, gusto niya, happy siya. And if you don't make him happy, hindi i-release yung pondo mo at tatanggalan ka ng staff. Eh, yung isa kong staff, Muslim yun eh. Alam mo naman, many of our Muslim brothers get discriminated against. But he got a break sa amin kasi magaling mag-imbestiga, no? So he's with the Blue Ribbon Committee. So, binalik na ngayon sa committee, tapos sinabihan pa na sa June, hindi na daw i-renew yung kontrata niya. So, but sabi ko naman, ano ka lang, sa June naman may bago ng Senado. But ang problema ko...
may bago ng Senate President
well,
sa June?
we don't know, Karen, but yun nga tanong ko sa majority at sa iba namin kasama. Kami sa minority, handa kaming magtiis. No, nadanasan na namin yan kay GMA. No, na ginawa ni GMA yan dati, nung kakampi pa niya si Senator Enrile. But that never happened sa Senate. And sa Senate, kahit minority ka, may committee ka, kahit minority, may pondo ka, because you respect each other, no? So what happened here kasi is during the budget hearing last November, December, Senator Enrile was lobbying na tanggalan ng pondo yung committee ni Senator Trillanes. Pero hinarang nga yan ng mga committee, lalo yung Finance Committee, because they said, hindi naman na si Senator Trillanes lang mawawalan eh. Lahat ng member. And the fund is for the committee. So he was frustrated during that time. But then, nakahanap siya ng isang act, which is yung hindi niya pirmahan, yung sa amin na MOE. But what's next, di ba? So although the Senate President has done great things in his life, no, like EDSA 2 and this impeachment, he has also done terrible things, di ba? During Marcos' time, during Cory's time, during now. And every time he does something terrible, it's about abuse of authority. So for me, this is abusive. That's why ang message ko sa kanya, hindi ko siya kalaban. And I don't care about the money anymore, no? And in fact, nakakayang ganyan. But then, ang question naman sa akin, dalawa na lang eh. Number one, ganyan ba ang gusto natin sistema sa Senate? Na pag hindi ka sumunod sa Senate President, pwede kang tanggalan ng kung ano-ano. Then number two, how do we resolve it? Lumabas na yan eh. Nakakaya masyado sa tao that we don't have an honest-to-goodness investigation. And tignan mo nangyayari, naglalaban-laban na yung mga senador. So how do we pass the vital legislation kung kami-kami nag-aaway-away?
I'm curious. You just said that Senate President Enrile is abusive. Do you consider him a bully?
Many times nangyari yan. Tignan mo sa impeachment. I would ask a question, ayaw niya, pipigilan niya ako, then he'll ask the same question. He would question our integrity, but we'll find out later na ang chismis nga or ang political talk, sila ang nakikipag-meeting sa Corona Group, di ba? He's always in the right place kasi at the right time, no? Like halimbawa sa EDSA.
What do you mean by that? Wait, sino nakikipag-meeting sa Corona Group? Can you explain that?
That's an open secret dun sa Senate. Yun yung sinasabi ni Senator Trillanes na hindi naman lumalabas sa media o hindi nagbubulgar. Di ba, sabi ni Senate President, hindi naman daw, yung sabi ni Senator Miriam, plunder. Sabi ni Senator Enrile, naimbestigahan na ako nung panahon ni Cory.
Ng plunder?
I talked to one of her former executive secretaries.
Si Joker?
Number one, I won't tell you who, but number one, hindi naman daw nagka-investigasyon.
Against Enrile?
Enrile. At yung nasa libro ni Enrile, ang tinawagan daw siya ng executive secretary at sinabi, Cory said, walang case will be filed against you. Kulang daw yon. Ang kasunod daw na line na sinabi daw ni President Cory, because you helped us, walang investigasyon and cases will not be filed against you. Pero sa libro niya, half-truth, edited na lang yon, di ba? So like, I'm saying that in what context? In the context na ine-explain niya yung staff namin natanggal na daw noong December. Hindi naman niya kinikwento, for the last 6 years, automatic renewal yon. At sinabihan kami January na, hindi December. Tapos sinasabi niya, discretion niya to. Which ang totoo, hindi niya discretion ito at first time na nangyari to.
Meaning hindi niya discretion kung sinong pwedeng bigyan at hindi.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Iba yung sinasabi niya sa media na half-truth. Iba yung totoong nangyayari. Diba? That's why, for me, he brought this upon himself. Kung kiniscrutinize ngayon kung sino ang tunay na Juan Ponce Enrile, as I said, no? To be fair to him, he's done great things in our country, no? Nung EDSA 2, etc., EDSA 1, di ba? But, tama din naman si Senator Miriam that, di ba, yung mga binibintang na coup nung panahon ni Cory and he was fired as a defense minister because they thought he was abusive. Yung kay Marcos noon, they were thinking of getting rid of him. That's why inunahan niya to get rid of them. So these are issues na nandun, but wala naman umiimik sa amin eh. We're letting him and the media, he's practically rewriting history with his book, but wala siyang narinig sa amin.
Do you believe he rewrote history with his book? That it was inaccurate? That he's trying to change?
The problem kasi is, for example, yung fake ambush, di ba? I was there when Senator Pimentel, no, not Coco, the father, said in his face, na you claim to have had a fake ambush. And then, kasi he called Senator Pimentel a coward. So sabi ni Senator Pimentel, who's a coward? Hindi ba coward yung nag-fake ambush, tapos later inamin, tapos later babawiin? And he didn't answer. Na pina-cool down silang dalawa kasi sila magka-age eh. Kami kasi mahihirap naman kami sumagot sa kanila because they're much senior and you know, we don't want a fight eh. Baka may, 'di ba? But katulad nun, no? That was on all the media. Kung pwede ko lang halungkatin dito sa ABS-CBN. He said that during the EDSA
the Inquirer quoted it.
And then later on sa book niya, sinasabi na niya, hindi. And then yun ngang kwento sa akin nung kinote niya na executive secretary sa book niya. Kinote niya na sinabing ang pinapalabas niya doon, malinis, kaya walang inimbestiga. But that's not what they intoryo sa akin.
All right.
But that might be his view.
Okay, but let's not go back
mix
to
the issues.
Mix the issue na go back to Senate President Enrile's history. Let's talk about this. Is giving a cash gift of 250,000 pesos per senator from the savings of your office legal?
That's the context.
Can I do that?
Although I didn't agree, no, yung batuhan nung past and everything, that's why I brought it up. The context that si Senator Enrile, pag nag-explain, kailangan mo himayin ng mabuti. So, okay, sinabi niya, 250 was not a cash gift, but was a part of yung MOE or from his savings
From his savings sa office niya.
Yeah. If you have savings sa office mo, isosoli mo yon.
Dapat.
Oo, hindi mo pwedeng ipamigay yon. So kung may savings ako, hindi ko pwedeng ibigay sa konsehal, sa congressman, sa kamag-anak, di ba? That's why sinunod ko yung ginawa ni Senator Pimentel. Pina-embargo ko rin yung 250,000. Tama yung ginawa ni Coco Pimentel na i-hold yon because nung tinanggap nung aming finance officer at staff, kaya diniposit sa official account namin, hindi namin personal account yon, because official Senate check. So akala namin part, but nung pinahanap ko na yung dokumento, wala.
Walang dokumento yung 250,000.
Unlike yung iba, meron lahat ng dokumento na ganito. That's why, the irony is, di ba, mainit ang tao dun sa 1.3, pero mukhang yun yung official at may dahilan for that. Ang question na lang, is it excessive? No? Is it excessive for 1 month? Di ba? But legally naman, ang questionable yung 250. Because I haven't seen, no, baka biglang meron na or baka meron talaga, but hindi sapat na explanation, that's from my savings. Because if it's from his savings, he has to realign it. Then kailangan may voucher na to, giving it to all the other offices. Hindi pwedeng sabihin, from my savings lang yon. And then the Senate President said, hindi lang naman yan yung savings, meron pang iba. So that's where the 500 million comes in. Na sinabi kong may another 500 million, ang tanong ko, is it the same rules? Does he also just certify? Can he move that around? Kasi I never heard of that. But mabuti na rin na ma-bring up yung issue na to kasi minsan nakating ka sa ibang bakuran pero sa sarili mong bakuran hindi mo nakikita.
Okay.
So I think we should resolve that.
Now I wanted to ask you, some of my friends who are Senate staff say they're very happy with Senate President Enrile kasi he is generous. Ang lakas daw magbigay tuwing Pasko. How does that happen?
To be fair naman kay Senate President, no, all Senate Presidents ganon. It depends kung gaano kalaki yung pondo. And to be fair to our staff, no, like ako pag kumuha ko ng staff, I don't compute based on the monthly. So let's say 8,000 a month. I compute based on yung yearly nila. So how much they get. But it's really the dignity of work, no? I mean like sa Congress noon, they expect you to pass all the laws buong bansa, then ang liit ng sweldo nila. But dito kasi sa Senate, no, pagdating ng may allowances, grocery allowance, etc.
Yes.
But they're worth it. Huwag ka lang mag 1530 or huwag sa mga kamag-anak or everything. No? But sa technical stuff, etc., it's worth it. In fact, I go around saying that yan ang anti-graft. Dapat sa ibang ahensya, ganoon din. But all Senate Presidents are loved because syempre may union ng staff and parating hinihirit yon, 'di ba? So minsan kasi na question ng COA yan, bakit marami kayong bonuses, no? Hindi kaming mga senador pero yung staff, no?
Yung
pero
Senate employees and staff.
Na-justify naman yon under COA's own rules and under the regulations ng gobyerno. So they say mahal, but kasi ang staff namin tinuruan naman namin lahat. Halimbawa, no, yung mag-away kami ni Senator Miriam on a issue, we teach them, huwag kayong makialam. Still love their staff and love that senator. Kasi kami naman yon hindi, that's why nagulat ako, ba't naging personalan yung pang-aapi sa amin ni Senator Enrile.
Okay, before we go to a quick break and we tackle the COMELEC issue, sinabi mo yon, can you summarize essentially yung thoughts mo on this? Sinabi mo, nagulat ka sa pang-aapi, pinersonal kayo. Yun yung issue no, ninyo. Pang-aapi, pinersonal, and how much discretion does a Senate President really have?
Yes, because if you bring it to the extreme, he can give us zero funds now.
Pag ganun,
Pagka
oo.
ganon, di ba? So, I mean, kung ngayon 1.3 ang tinanggal, tomorrow 1.5, the next 2, di ba? It's just the media that check and balance. Walang kumikibo eh. That's why I don't expect naman the members of the majority to go to the media, but are they meeting him quietly
Privately,
and saying
to
na
say that's wrong?
That's wrong, or bago to lumabas kasi ito pala umikot na pala to sa Senate, kasi nga that's what happened to me during GMA's time. And remember si Speaker De Venecia, 'di ba, nung siya naman ang natanggal dahil yung anak niya ay nag-witness sa ZTE, siya naman yung umangal. Kaya sabi namin, kita mo Speaker, basta't naumpisahan to, 'di ba, kung ano tinanim mo, yun din anihin mo. Yung basurang tinapon mo, babalik din sa'yo. So gusto ba ni Senator Enrile, halimbawa natanggal siya, tapos galit sa kanya yung bagong Senate President, huwag bigyan siya ng pondo. Diba? So, it's ano, in a democracy, baliktad eh. Aalagaan mo yung tumutuligsa sa'yo. Because that's a democratic process. I mean, how many reporters have been mean to me, Karen, but inuuna ko pa sila kapag ka may because that's democracy eh. Not everyone will agree with you eh.
Okay. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue our discussion with Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Hot Copy, we'll be right back. All right, we just want to let you know, Senate President Enrile, you're open to guests on the show, of course, to answer Senator Alan Peter Cayetano's accusations and also Senator Miriam's allegations. All right, with us is Senate Minority Leader Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Another issue we have now, campaigning starts Feb 12? Feb 12 for national post. So, Senator, mangangampanya kayo ulit, but tell us about the COMELEC rules. They're very strict right now, even on the
Karen,
TV and radio. Kailangan magpaalam ka muna.
Kahit makadalawa-tatlong show tayo, ang daming hihimayin sa bago nilang rules.
Okay.
Let me say first that I appreciate that they're trying to address some issues and trying to make it more fair.
Okay.
Diba? However, sometimes, mali yung approach.
Okay.
No? For example,
Let's
diba?
bullet it, so
Okay.
we don't have enough time.
So, yung unang-una, pag gines ka ng news,
Yeah.
kailangan mo magpaalam pa sa COMELEC.
Like ito, Head Start, kailangan.
Paano ngayon, di ba? Kung halimbawa may baha sa isang lugar, yung mayor i-interview mo, magpapaalam ka muna? Kailan mo makukuha yung paalam, di ba? Or kaya may shootout dyan, tapos yung konsehal o yung barangay captain nandyan, kandidato siyang konsehal o vice mayor. Kailangan mo magpaalam? That's prior restraint, no?
Yeah.
So medyo sumobra naman yung rule na yan. That's why I'm planning to either write the COMELEC to reconsider or file a petition in court. No?
Okay, in the Supreme Court.
Yes. Number 2, yung sa TV, although I also don't agree, parang yung 120 minutes naman, ano yan naman you'll probably spend 100 million. So very few candidates naman can spend over that.
I agree.
So there's not much debate about it. No? It's theoretical. Pero yung sa radio, kung 80 provinces, no? And you're only allowed 180 spots.
Ano bang rules now? Tell me, 180
ang ginawa,
spots.
Kasi dati, yung radio, per station yon, di ba? So, kasi mas mura yung sa radio.
Mura
and then,
sa radyo.
pwede ka mag-target. Meaning, for example, ang issue mo yung agricultural. Doon mo lalagay sa mga stasyon na ang covered niya agricultural.
Tama.
Di ba? Kasi ang hirap naman na mag-message ka sa buong Pilipinas, and then yung ads mo nandun lang sa national. And sa radio, bihira yung number 1 siya sa buong Pilipinas. Di ba? They can be number 1 overall, pero sa area na to, mas malakas ito o ganyan. No?
Tama.
So kung gagawin mo, by region yung gagawin mo na mas mura din, 4 or by province, 4 na spot lang ilalagay mo.
Wait, ano na ba rules now?
Ang gusto
180
nila,
spots for radio.
Aggregate,
across the board.
aggregate for all stations daw. Iyon. And then, pag i-interviewin mo, magpapaalam ka pa. So that means, for example, nasa Cebu ako ngayon. Tapos tinanong yung stand ko tungkol kay Governor Guen, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, kung campaign period, magpapaalam pa sila. Kahit naman even if I filed a resolution or whatever, di ba? And then, ibig din sabihin that if I have a spot for Cebu, di ba, I'm limited to 4 or 5. Only. When this
Wait, for the whole campaign period?
Yes, because ang sinasabi ng COMELEC, gusto nila less ang gastos ng kandidato. Ang hindi nila alam, pag sinupil mo or piniga mo, no, or sinakal mo yung spending sa media, mas magastos. Why? how much will it cost me to go to 80 provinces and then to speak to 50,000 people per province?
Tama.
Samantalang sa radio station doon, nandun ka, pero abot mo silang lahat, di ba? So, tama yung intention ng COMELEC na makatipid ang kandidato. That's why in the US, tignan mo si President Obama, $1 billion ang na-raise niya. Hindi question doon yung gastos ng COMELEC, ng kandidato. Ang question doon, number one, kanino galing? So kung galing sa wetting lord, kung galing sa smuggling, kung galing sa drugs, masama yun. Di ba? Pero ang ginawa ni Obama, hindi ka pwede mag-donate sa kanya ng malaki. Maliit pero marami sila. So ang ginagawa ng COMELEC, dahil mahal ang TV, mahal ang radio, tanggalin natin yan. Kung ikaw funded ka ng drug lord, ng wetting lord, etc., gagastusin mo pa rin. Pero hindi mo ilalagay sa radyo, hindi mo ilalagay sa TV. Mamimili ka kung ano ibibigay mo,
Correct.
yung mga posters, etc. No? So that's why when COMELEC brought this up sa budget hearing, that's what I appeal to them. But hindi nyo gawing style, kausapin nyo Globe, Smart at Sun, at pwedeng pass a load na donation mo dun sa kandidato. So halimbawa, paborito mo si Grace po halimbawa, o paborito mo si Sunny Trillanes, or kung sino, si Manong Ernie Maceda. So, 10 million kayong boboto sa kanya. Pag nagbigay kayo ng 10 pesos, then may 100 million yung tao. Ang utang na loob niya na sa'yo. If you remember, noong 2007, sinabi ko sa radio station na yun.
Campaign donation by pass a load.
But remember, nung 2007, sinabi, kasi tinawagan mo ako na may kumakalat na text na nagpapa-deposit ako. Sabi ko, hindi totoo yon. Pero, kung gusto nila mag-donate na maliit, ano masama doon? You know, people would walk to me, whether sa mall or nangangampanya, magbibigay ng 50, ng 100. At hanggang ngayon, kaya nabubuo yung pondo. That's what would answer the equal opportunity. Hindi yung pipigilin mo yung gastos. Kasi all over the world, ang mayayaman na kandidato at saka yung may illegal, gastos ng gastos yan.
So, okay, quick question. Yung 120 minutes TV time, this is aggregate?
Aggregate din.
Okay ka na dyan?
Well, just because
mahal ang TV
mahal ang TV. But again, halimbawa ang gusto ko, mag 120 sana ako, hindi national. Kasi sa national let's say 350,000 per spot or maybe more.
God,
samantalang halimbawa sa regional
probinsya.
o sa probinsya, 10 to 50,000 halimbawa, lalo kung cable, no? So what if I wanted to target lang? May target messages ako certain parts of Mindanao.
Tama.
Ngayon, manghihinayang akong ilagay sa regional because mababawas sa limit ko dun sa national. No? But again, as I said, Karen, medyo theoretical to kasi bihira ang kandidato na may 100 million na mauubos naman yung 120.
So I think the bigger issue really is radio. The 180 spots for all stations aggregate. But the biggest one, I think, is yung magpapaalam ka sa COMELEC before guesting.
Yes. And it will,
the
COMELEC now will have a chilling effect and will have power over you. Katulad ko, kritiko ako sa COMELEC, kay Chairman Brillantes. Di ngayon, matatakot naman yung ibang radio na interviewin ako.
Hindi lang yun. And why would I want naman na magpaalam sa COMELEC? Sino i-guest ko sa Head Start? Hindi ko naman sila EP at hindi sila Newshead. Ang hirap na nga dito dumaan sa news.
Paano ang proseso?
Diba?
Karen, ite-text ka ba nila pabalik na go ahead?
Ano yun?
Diba? So,
that's strange.
Paano kung na-invite ako 11 o'clock kagabi? Diba? So, ibig sabihin, ite-text mo pa, Chairman, gising ka ba? Pwede ba si Alan Cayetano bukas ng umaga? Ito ang issue. So, it's an administrative nightmare. So, it's good on paper.
No, but it's also government regulating private TV?
Yes.
Why would I want that?
Katulad nitong pondo ng Senate. Kung hindi dahil sa media, hindi lalabas to. Diba? So, we shouldn't regulate media, baliktad. Media should be the voice of the people regulating or binabantayan ang gobyerno. So, hindi baliktad, hindi yung gobyerno na binabantayan ng media.
Pero dati kasi, Senator Alan, eto na lang tayo, kapag ang kandidato may news worthy or balita, hindi yun kinakount sa time niya, di ba?
Hindi. Until now, kaya lang magpapaalam ka. Sabi nila, para daw fair. Pero ako na-experience ko yan, na lahat ng klaseng tira noong 2007, imbento, ginawa ng tropa ng GMA. So, but meron sa batas kasi right to reply. So, ang ginawa ko, patiently, tumawag ako, Sir, si Alan Cayetano to, baka naman pwede ako mag-reply kasi tinitira ako sa stasyon nyo. And to be fair naman, pinasagot ako ng mga stasyon. Minsan, not on the same program lang. So, yung finifear ng COMELEC na baka naman kasi, alam mo, si Alan malakas sa ANC, bumanat ng bumanat kay X yan. Si X, pwede naman tumawag sa iyo. At saka, Karen, may Twitter ngayon eh. Di ba? Pag ikaw tunit na, Karen, panay naman na unang, hindi ganyan. You're sensitive to it eh, di ba?
Yes.
You don't need government telling you that because yung viewers mo are gaano ka-cruel pwede ang netizens, di ba? Kapag ka nakita mong hindi ka fair, di ba? But they're good when you're fair.
Okay.
So for me, actually, pati ngayon, pati daw internet, babantayan din daw ng COMELEC.
Paano yun?
Paano kung nagustuhan commercial ko? Nilagay nila sa Facebook nila.
YouTube.
O sa YouTube. O kaya may link from YouTube to their Facebook. So ibig mo sabihin ngayon ika-count 'yun o ganyan. So it's administratively a nightmare.
Okay, very quickly we have to go. So you may file a petition with the Supreme Court.
I'll ask the COMELEC muna to reconsider because baka hindi nila nakita yung
All right. Number 2 with Senate President Enrile, last words. Would you support any coup for a change in leadership?
To my colleagues and Senator Enrile, hindi tayo magkakaaway dito. Pero lumabas na tong issue na to and we investigate others. So let's lead by example. Let's have a private firm investigate this. Let's stop talking and asikasuhin na natin yung bills na importante. 'Di ba? Yung kuko, yung palitan, nasa minority kami kaya naghihintay lang kami. Hindi naman kami kayang magpalit na kami lang, 'di ba? On the other hand, dapat mas magaling sa kanya kung sakali man, no?
Okay.
But ang point, Karen, hindi naman kami makakatigil habang number 1, continuously kami inaapi, and then number 2, walang investigasyon na nabubuo.
Okay, on that note, Senator Alan, good luck to you. Good morning. Replay of this interview with Senator Alan Peter Cayetano at 6 p.m. tonight. That's Get Start Today. I'm Karen Davila. Have a good day, everyone. And message for the day, be fair. I'll see you again tomorrow.